It's the Ford Show. Ford Motor Company of Australia presents the Ford Show Orchestra led by Bob Gibson with Peggy Brooks, Ray Dixon, Ted Hamilton, and the Consoleers, while the man at the wheel is yours truly, David Lowe. At the request of Ford Show listeners around the nation, our guest tonight is the young Australian soprano, Barbara Wheatley. The Ford Show gets away to the sparkling start of a gay little fairy tale that was once upon a hit parade. Aren't you glad you're you? From Ray Dixon and the Consoleers.
Every time you're near a rose, aren't you glad you've got a nose? And if the dawn is fresh with dew, aren't you glad you're you? When a meadowlark appears, aren't you glad you've got two ears? And if your heart is singing too, aren't you glad you're you? You can see a summer sky, or touch a friendly hand, or taste an apple pie. Pardon the grammar, but ain't life grand? And when you wake each morn, aren't you glad that you were born? Think what you got the whole day through, aren't you glad you're you?
Every time you see a rose, aren't you glad you got a nose? And if the dawn is fresh with you, aren't you glad you're you? When a meadowlark appears, aren't you glad you've got two ears? When your heart is singing too, aren't you glad you're you?
You can see a summer sky, or touch a friendly hand, or taste an apple pie. Pardon the grammar, but ain't life grand? And when you wake up each morn, aren't you glad that you were born? Think what you got the whole day through, aren't you glad you're you?
Aren't you glad you're you?
Aren't you glad you're you?
What's this big, better difference about Ford V8 Custom Line? The best and quickest answer is to have a test drive and check its many unbeatable features, which mean so much more for your money. Custom Line has the famous V8 engine, which gives so much effortless performance combined with 20 miles and better to the gallon. No other motor of this type gives such instant response for greater safety and driver control. No other has such power reserves or the short stroke design to ensure ultra-long life with greater smoothness. To emphasize its remarkable economy, Custom Line did 23.34 miles per gallon in the last Mobil Gas economy run. It's one of the world's safest cars, with full-circle visibility and ball-joint suspension, the finest riding advance since independent springing. And Custom Line, with its lithe and lovely looks, has spacious comfort for 6 big people. Why not arrange a test drive tomorrow? You'll be under no obligation, but your friendly Ford dealer will gladly prove the big, better difference about V8 Custom Line. Also, and of importance to your pocket, you'll find he can offer an exceptionally good money-saving deal on your present car. The Ford Show spotlights the guest star for tonight as popular singing star Barbara Wheatley makes a welcome return to the show with a song from the operetta Paganini, Love, Live Forever, and Rule My Heart.
Come, Cupid, and watch them and wonder, for love is a crime today, and happiness must be a blunder, they'd steal my man away. Come, love, to my aid, for I need you now, I will have my way, though I know not how. The sun and the moon and the stars combine is beginning and ending, never depart. Love shadow and making love to a stone. Time's galloping after you, beauty and laughter. Long forever and getting forgiving makes life worth the living. Oh, where love has not been, what does life mean? Now I am weary of waking cold and alone, kissing a shadow and making love to a stone. Time's galloping after you, beauty and
A change of mood from our guest star Barbara Wheatley to a song of unconditional surrender, and one whose popularity back in 1931 has justified its revival many years later. All of Me from Ted Hamilton.
All of me, why not take all of me? Can't you see I'm no good without you? Take my lips, I'll never use them. Why don't you take my arms, I'll never use them. Your goodbyes, they leave me with eyes that cry. Oh, how can I ever make it without you? Took the part that once was my heart, so why not take all of me? They leave me with eyes that cry. Oh, how can I get along without you? You took the part that once was my heart, so why not take all of me?
Now here is the merry-go-round of love in the high, wide, and handsome setting of an American musical, set in the mood of an American carnival. Bob Gibson and the Fortune Orchestra recreate the color, the excitement, and the romance of the Carousel Waltz. now we recall guest star Barbara Wheatley to bring back a memory from that grand musical built on the folk melodies of Edvard Grieg. Foreshadowing the spectacular success of Song of Norway, here is the number that became the signature theme, Strange Music.
Soft breeze, whispering trees, the summer winds are sighing, the leaves are lullabying, violins are all around you. I can hear the chord resound of sounding brass that seems to say I found you. I found you. I found you. Strange music in my ears. Only now as you spoke did it start. Strange music of the spheres. Could its lovely hum be coming from my heart? You appear, and I hear songs sublime, song that I'm incapable of. So dear, let me hold you near, while we treasure every measure, so that time can never change. The strange new music of you appear, and I hear songs sublime, song that I'm incapable of. So dear, let me hold you near, while we treasure every measure, so that time can never change. The strange new music of
A very fine song and a fine soprano voice. Our guest Barbara Wheatley will rejoin the orchestra in the finale. Meanwhile, a word about Ford.
Ford has the car and Ford has the truck.
Ford has the tractor, you don't have to trust to luck.
If your problem's transportation, whether in town or on the station,
Ford Australia's organization has the answer.
Wherever people form a community, big or small, you'll find a Ford dealer. That's why you can drive to any part of this large continent and always be within easy reach of ready and reliable service. Every Ford dealer carries a wide range of genuine Ford parts and accessories. His staff is specially trained in Ford factories in the proper methods of car maintenance and repair. In addition, your Ford dealer has special factory-designed equipment which speeds up work and saves cost to Ford owners. Apart from the leadership of Ford-built cars, commercials, and trucks, the Ford Dealer Organization ensures that owners receive years of trouble-free motoring. Make friends with your nearby Ford dealer.
If your problem's transportation, whether in town or on the station, Ford Australia's organization has the answer.
Bob Gibson, the Ford Show Orchestra and Singers present a cavalcade of memories and melodies of the year 1925. 1925 was one of the most memorable years of the gay 20s, the year of flaming youth, of pseudo-sophistication, and of the eccentrics. The year when Mother wore a waistless frock and a hat that bore a suspicious resemblance to the hat that her daughter is wearing in these blasé days. Well, the styles may have changed, but the music echoes on and on. Remember this smash hit?
If you knew Susie like I know Susie, oh, what a gal. There's none so classy as this fair lassie.
Holy Moses, what a chassis.
We went riding, she didn't walk. Back from Bondi, I'm the boy that had to walk. If you knew Susie like I know Susie, oh, what a gal.
Chassis.
We went riding, she didn't walk. Well, back from Bondi,
He's the one who had to walk.
if you knew Susie like I know Susie,
Oh, what a girl.
Another hit from 1925, and one which was featured by the popular musical comedy star of the day, Ada Reeves and Spangles. Save Your Sorrow.
Save your sorrow for tomorrow. Smile a while today. Work is play to anyone that hums. Live today, tomorrow never comes. If you cheer up, those skies will clear up. Clouds will pass away. Save your sorrow for tomorrow and smile a while.
Moment of inexpressible rapture, as it was known by the matinee audiences of 1925, and the sentiment still holds good as guest star Barbara Wheatley recalls this grand old evergreen of operetta, Only a Rose.
Only a rose I give you, only a song dying away, only a smile to keep in memory until we meet another day. Only a rose to whisper, blushing as roses do. Hiding alone a smile or a song for anyone. Only a rose
Question mark. And Ford Show singing star Ted Hamilton asks the burning question of this hit parade winner of 1925. Does your mother know you're out, Cecilia?
does your mother know you're out, Cecilia? Does she know that I'm about to steal ya? Oh my, when I look in your eyes, something tells me that you and I should get together. How about a little kiss, Cecilia? Just a kiss you'll never miss, Cecilia. Why do we two keep on wasting time? Oh, Cecilia, say that you'll be mine.
Here's another misty-eyed lullaby straight from the heart of the 1925 songsmiths of Tin Pan Alley. Melbourne's Ray Dixon this time, with the consoleers Bob Gibson of the orchestra, and the song, Sleepy Time Gal.
Sleepy time gal, you're turning night into day.
Sleepy time gal,
Sleepy gal,
you've danced the evening away.
All away.
Before each silvery star,
silvery star
fades out of sight. Please give me one little kiss, and then let us whisper goodnight. It's getting late, and dear, your pillow's waiting. Sleepy time gal,
before your dancing is through.
sleepy time gal, I'll find a cottage for two. You'll learn to
Cook and to sew. What's more, you love it, I know.
when you're a stay-at-home, play-at-home, 8 o'clock,
Sleepy time gal.
And last of all, on our cavalcade of memories of 1925, the Ford Show Orchestra and Singers present Alabama Bound.
I'm Alabama bound. There'll be no heebie-jeebies hanging round. Just gave the meanest ticket man on earth all I'm worth to put my tootsies in an upper berth. Just hear that choo-choo sound. I know that soon we're gonna cover ground, and then I'll holler so the world will know. Here I go, I'm Alabama bound. I'm Alabama bound. There'll be no heebie-jeebies hanging round. Just gave the meanest ticket man on earth all I'm worth to put my tootsies in an upper berth. Just hear that choo-choo sound. I know that soon we're gonna cover ground, and then I'll holler so the world will know. Here I go, I'm Alabama bound.
This week, the Ford Show featured as guest star soprano Barbara Wheatley, with Ray Dixon, Peggy Brooks, Ted Hamilton, the consoleers, and the Ford Show Orchestra led by Bob Gibson. The Ford Show is produced and directed by Darcy Fitzgerald. David Lowe speaking. A reminder, too, to listen for the Ford Show again at the same time next week, presented by Ford Motor Company of Australia. The Ford Show is broadcast over an Australia-wide network to our armed forces and shortwave listeners around the world through Radio Australia. So until the same time next week, it's good night from...
F-O-R-D.
And remember, wherever you go, wherever you are, watch the Fords go by.